Okay, here we go. We're going to go through a little trip through Singapore. We recently had to go there. This is a McDonald's. We stopped at the beach one night in a McDonald's, and Dawn and Luke wanted to get some coffee. The lights you see out there, this is water, and the lights you see out there are boats. There were literally hundreds of ships parked off the coast there every night. There's Dawn coming back. This is Little India in Singapore. We went on a tour there and visited this part of the city. It doesn't look anything like India, but a lot of Indians live there. And because of the Indians living there, there was a lot of markets and shops and cooking places. So you got a lot of the smells from the food of India. This is in Chinatown. This is a temple, a Buddhist temple, and this is just a street there. And you're going to see here a Hindu temple that's also in that part of town where we stopped on our tour. The next thing coming up is a garden. We stopped in our garden at a garden during our tour, and it was an orchid garden. And it was beautiful. I apologize for the video being a little shaky in the quality, but I wanted you to see Singapore is a very, very green place. We were there actually. It was raining that day, so there may be some mist on the lens that you see. Singapore is a very green place because of all the rain. We saw a chart on one of the buildings that said they get almost as much rain as the Amazon rainforest, and actually December is the rainy season, so it rained on us every day we were there. But a really beautiful garden that we went to see there. Next up is the streets at night, the main street, Orchard Street, where they decorate for Christmas, and you can see the blue. They use a lot of blue and white. And even the buildings, if you notice this building in front with the white lights, they're flickering on and off. A lot of the buildings were covered with lights and had light shows and different things going with them. This is just the main street, and again, you can see the blue that they seem to love. You didn't see a lot of green or red, but a lot of blue in the city streets. This is a nativity scene that was there, the Christmas story, and then to the right of this, I'm going to pan over and you'll see a large nativity scene. They had a couple of these out on the main street. A lot of Christian activities going on in the city, and a lot of exhibits for Christmas. You can just see the lights here. This was basically a live nativity scene that was walking down the street. This was a group from a church that were handing out information about their church and Christmas. You can see some Christmas trees lit up behind them also that were there on the street. This was a band, a youth band from one of the churches, and they were just singing Christmas songs and other songs. They were having a good time. We stopped and watched them for a little while. This is one of the main stores there. You can see how decorated it is for Christmas. There's a nativity scene in the window you can't see. There's a decorated elephant. The trees there, they had converted the columns outside the building to trees, big trees, and then had a Bible verse on the side of the building also. So very, very pretty and very well decorated for Christmas there. This was in one of the malls. We just stopped and took some pictures. One of the schools was having a little concert, and these girls were playing the violin. There was girls and boys playing piano and violin. It was really fun to watch. This was at one of the malls, a big light show in a fountain, a big laser light show, and we just filmed a few minutes of it. I thought it would be interesting for you to see. This is at Universal Studios out on one of the islands outside of Singapore. This is the entryway there. Very nice. They had a Hard Rock Cafe and other things. This building is a picture. It's a still here. This is kind of the marquee building there in Singapore. It is actually 3 buildings, and they have on top of what they call a sky park. And it's a park up there, a swimming pool, restaurant, and an observation deck. And you'll see some pictures from there in a few minutes. This is just kind of a little bay out in front of the main area in Singapore and the downtown area. This is Merlion, and it is a well-known tourist attraction here. It's just a big thing with shooting water out of it, but a lot of people there taking pictures all day long, right there in the downtown area on the river. This is the open area there, the bay area, and these are not balloons, they're actually giant balls, and they use them their New Year's for a celebration. They color them, and they were setting them up. This is a soccer field, a floating soccer field that's out in the bay or in the river there. You can see the seats and the stands there for people to watch, and the soccer field is actually built out over the water, and it floats. This is the Singapore Flyer. It's similar to this Same thing they have in London, although this one is bigger. Those cars hold 28 people, and it takes about 30 minutes for a full rotation, so it's a great place to sightsee for the city. This is just one of the malls. Singapore is the land of malls. There was malls. You left this mall, went into an underground mall, and came out above ground, another part of the town with an above ground mall. There were malls everywhere. I've never seen so many malls in my life. This is just another part of the mall. It's the Prada store I was taking a picture of there. They had Louis Vuitton built out over the water here. Very high-end stores in this particular mall. This was attached to the building with the Sky Park. This is us on top of the Sky Park here. This is the observation area on top of the building, and I thought it was very interesting. You're going to see Dawn here taking some pictures in just a second. There she is. And one great thing about this is this is the front of the boat that you saw earlier, and it actually hangs out over the building, so there's nothing below you. There's no building below you, so when you're there, it's a great sensation that you have that you can actually look down and see the highway. It's very nice, and see all the things around from that high level. It was really neat the way they built that and how they did it. This is just the other end of the Sky Park. We couldn't walk down there for the hotel guests. They actually have trees, a large swimming pool, restaurants, a lot of things there. And this is on the 57th floor, or the top of this building that you see here. Now the next shot, this was during the day, obviously, and then this is at night. We actually stayed up there till nighttime. So these are just some pictures of the right after sunset in Singapore, so you can see the buildings and what the city looks like at night. It was actually pretty. So we actually timed our trip to the top of the building to go up there and see during the day, and then stay till nighttime. And then coming up is the same view, but it's going to be from ground level. This is after we left there, just downtown Singapore again at night, the water and the things. They had some concerts. We listened to a concert there. It was pretty nice. Now coming up is hard to see, but this is actually, I turned the camera on too late, but this is a little parade going across the bridge here in downtown, and it's a progression of the Christmas story. One of the churches must have been putting it on. And that is it. Hope you enjoyed.